What's your personal recession indicator?
I ordered food last night. Opened the door, delivered by a white woman.
I just saw a man snatch a purse this morning. A purse?
One of my best friends, who's a real estate agent, just told me that he wants to apply to law school.
The thrift store is starting to have Urban Outfitters price.
Back in my day, the scam text used to be like, you want an iPhone. You want a gift card. Here's your free card. Now they're like, do you want a job?
The sugar daddies in my DMs have stopped offering me $5,000. One of them reached out and asked me if $400 was okay.
The fact that Facebook Marketplace has been popping off lately. Like, people are selling their treasures that they've had in their basement.
31 years old, I live with my parents, I have adult braces, and I still get bitches.
I haven't gotten a single gobble gobble turkey text from a friend. Nothing is silly right now.
The biggest recession indicator to me right now is how people react when they find out somebody they know live at home with their family.
What's your personal recession?
Shalom. Excuse me. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawada from the Men of Valor campaign, Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and
An indicator.
Lord willing to be edifying. And I played this TikTok right here, like, what's your recession indicator? All right, so you have people taking to the internet. All right, and we've been seeing a series of people crashing out, starting to crash out. All right, this one was a little, more reserved, thankfully. All right, but, if you could hear some of these things that they were saying, all these are recession indicators. If you would just get on CNN and mainstream media, they'll say, "Oh, the economy's fine, people are spending." All right, but on the ground report, all right, the field report, it's another story. All right, and people are saying things, as you heard, and I'll play it again. As you heard, like, these are things that you can't really measure them by like a stat, by how many jobs, which, by the way, the actual jobs reports, there hasn't been jobs created in the last 6 months. All right, and then you got these major companies that are starting to fire their staff. All right, they set you people up for the okie doke, man. They about to get you people on this universal high income. All right, because AI done took your jobs, man. All right, they about to squeeze you out, and then they gonna provide you a lifeline via the MOTB. All right, but this guy's recession indicator was, he said he DoorDashed, or he got some Uber Eats, and a white woman delivered it. All right, and that's interesting because think about it. The Edomite has been held as, like, they're the ones with the wealth. They're the ones that's comfortable. If you see an Edomite that's just not good, they fucked it up themselves, man. All right, so the fact that you got Edomite women out here DoorDashing, I mean, there's nothing wrong with DoorDashing. The economy is, is forcing these people into that. Everybody, not just Jake, All right, and by saying a white woman delivered it, he's acknowledging subtly that most of the time it's going to be Hispanic, or it's going to be so-called black. All right, it's going to be Jake. All right, because when you think about, well-off, comfortable, you think about Edomite. When you think about struggling, you think about Jake. And that was the condition that Esau set up. But now, it's not necessarily like that. Okay, and Jake, we always been at the bottom. So a recession for us is like whatever. But now the recession is starting to touch you people that were once comfortable's pockets. Okay, where these women, even white women, even Edomite women, having to go out and fucking DoorDash.
Open the door, delivered by a white woman.
See?
I just saw a man snatch a purse this morning.
You're gonna have theft going on. People, purse snatching again, like it's a damn movie. People are on edge.
A purse?
One of my best friends, who's a real estate agent, just told me that he wants to apply to law school.
Yeah, so you got real estate agents, which you don't have to go to college to be a real estate agent. All right, but to be an agent, you got to have people buying and selling homes. And if people don't have money to buy and sell homes, then how are real estate agents going to be able to make their commissions? So he's pivoting industries. That's another recession indicator.
Thrift store is starting to have Urban Outfitters.
Thrifting is a thing. People go to these thrift shops and they made it cool. You remember back in the 2010s, Macklemore had that thrift store song. That made that a comeback, where people go and actually thrift, for older clothes, retro, make their own style and shit. And they're saying that, thrift shops are starting to cost what these regular fucking retails are starting to cost. That might be a bit dramatic, but it's definitely a possibility.
Nice.
Back in my day, the scam text used to be like, you want an iPhone. You want a gift card. Here's your free card. Now they're like, do you want a job?
The sugar daddy.
So now, you had this one Jake, which he's effeminate, but he's saying that, it used to be, and I remember you used to get these different messages like, oh, you want a free trip or you want an iPhone or some shit. Now it's like, do you want a job? That's how fucked up the job market is right now. All right. And people are still distracting themselves with going out, with doing shit, to escape reality. But the reality is you got a lot of these millennials and stuff that's still living with their parents. It's hard for a person to be out here by themselves actually living and maintaining. All right. And that's why when that squeeze continues to go down, all right, brothers have already been entertaining the idea of, the fact that, there might be multiple women starting to shack up at your crib, and if they are working, they got to contribute. Because the economy is just starting to move that direction. It doesn't make sense to have a whole, you got your own rent, you got your own car note and all this shit. And these women got student loan debt and hell, men ain't gonna marry them because when you marry them, you get tied to that debt. And women owe more student loan debt than men do. All right, so these are all things that are recession indicators.
In my DMs have stopped offering me $5,000.
All right, so you got, this is a regular looking fucking woman. All right, she's regular looking. Let me go back a little bit.
Job.
The sugar daddies in my DMs have stopped.
She ain't ugly, but she ain't nothing worth no fucking $5,000. All right, see, Esau done fucked up the game. That's Esau doing that shit, man. All right, but even they are. See, here's the thing that these women are failing to realize about these, especially these Edomite men. When the economy starts to shake, they sit on their hands, man. All right, they're not gonna be out here. They still spend, but they get conservative. Because they're thinking more long term. All right, so instead of sending this bitch $5,000, he's like, it's $400 okay? Which $400 is still too much damn money, man. You could hit, never mind. You can. There's other avenues without having to pay that much damn money to these damn women. And the price of the box is about to fucking sink through the floor too. Another recession indicator will be these strip clubs. All right. When these men stop spending money, all right, men really make this shit go around. When these men stop spending money on these women, all right, these women, they gonna start panicking. They still got bills. They high maintenance as hell. See, the men, they see it. The women, they still in la la land, man. All right, you men are actually facing the reality of the fact that 18 to 25, you're automatically being enlisted into the selective services, which they're gonna go ahead and force that through and probably draft every fucking body. Okay? These women ain't thinking about it. These women, they've had this liberty, all this shit, man. All right? Women 18 to 25, they're not thinking about that. But now, hey, where they're going to get hit is you're about to lose a whole generation of men. So you're going to have to deal with older men, which a lot of these women are starting to move toward that anyway. All right? Because these younger men, these men their age, they're effeminate, they're spineless, okay? And that's a product of this society, But hey, prophecies are jumping off the page.
Offering me $5,000. One of them reached out and asked me if $400 was okay.
The fact that Facebook Marketplace has been popping off lately, like people are selling their treasures that they've.
So people are starting to they're liquidating their personal assets so that they can survive, so they can stay afloat. All right, and all of these are things that you can't really quantify it. You can't, if Esau was to try to put a number on it, like, yeah, people are still spending because they have to, because this is a consumer economy. But from the field report, these people, and she fair, from the field report, these, people are struggling silently. All right. But hey, Esau going to continue to put that squeeze on you people. All right. And you're going to see people with this look of like concern on their face, man. And that's where the Lord is about to have us shining, because we're going to be good when everybody else is not.
Had in their basement. Or
31 years old, I live with my parents.
31 years old, lives with his parents.
Adult braces, and I still get bitches.
Man, you talking about he still get bitches. I mean, whatever, man. All right, but truth is, you're 31 and you still live with your parents. And this ain't even Jake. See, all these stereotypes that they put on Jake, because, you know, you got Baby Boy as a stereotype for that. But Baby Boy was actually, Jody was actually 19 in Baby Boy. Always thought he was like older. No, he was only 19, you know. But that's something that Jake deal with, you know, not leaving the house. But now, the way the economy is set up, all right, and the baby boomers and the Generation X, hell, they had it better than we had it. They talk about, y'all not working hard and all that. Nah, we ain't going for the bullshit is what it is. All right, the average Gen Z and millennials, they kind of bit debate a little bit too, but with corporate, wanting to be in, the women wanting to ride the corporate ladder and shit. But these Gen Z, around my generation, because I'm right in between Gen Z and millennial. Gen Z ain't going for none of this shit, man. And I'm talking about Edomites. I'm talking about, those that are educated. Okay, they're not swallowing down the bullshit that America has been force feeding their parents. All right, so there's a shift happening. That's why they're gonna have to tighten the reins, man. They're gonna have to trim the fat because they don't want a nation of thinkers, man. They want a nation of workers. They want compliance. And now they're about to force that compliance on the masses by starving you people out. And they're providing you, a left-handed solution.
On a single gobble gobble turkey text from a friend.
So she said she ain't got a single gobble gobble turkey text from a friend. Meaning she ain't had none of these niggas that were in her rotation. All right, these fuck buddies, because that's another thing that's fucked up society. These men with all these sexual partners, but I mean these women with all these sexual partners. When it's not supposed to be such, but all this casual dating, situationships, they created these conditions, man. And really Esau did it, but these women took that liberty and ran with it. Social media dating and all that shit, and then they wonder why they single, why don't nobody want to take them serious. Salakia. So she's saying she ain't even getting no gobble, and so she's saying like, hey, I'm used to all this attention. Now the attention is going away. So men are seeing this shit. And they like, wait a minute, okay? And hell, it's not like women have genuinely added to society within the last 10, 15 years. Okay, they haven't come through with any groundbreaking fucking innovation that can help the country or help the world. No, they've been just consuming. That's all they've been doing, consuming, not innovating. Men are innovators. All right, women are nurturers, man. They're supposed to be, but hell, they're not even doing that. They're just taking. Take. We want equal pay. But what are y'all contributing to? Nothing but the consumer economy. They're not investing like that. Their money going towards student loans and all that shit. They're not building businesses. Some are, yeah, but for the most part, they're not. They want to decenter men, but hell, you still need men, whether it's for your sexual pleasure or whether it's for your provision. So she's saying that men aren't hitting her up for gobble gobble, they come crack. Okay? There's been a shift on the earth, man, especially in America. All right, because shit, the party's over, and the women are really the only ones that's still in La La Land. The men are like, whoa, something's happening. All right, because when you got a fucking tyrant in office, that's about to send you out as men out to a senseless ass war. Men lock in like, wait a fucking minute, man. Because it's not like we haven't had military drafts before. We have. All right, these women are still in La La Land because they don't have to get drafted right now. And the Lord is setting this up by design. You're going to have some women probably get drafted and whatnot, but the Lord is setting the stage for Isaiah 4:1, okay, in the biggest manner. All right, by sending these men out, they about to go to war or they about to die of famine. All right, meanwhile, you're going to have the elect man of Yahweh Shema Shai still over here. Good. All right, do you see the shift happening? I see it.
Nothing is silly right now.
The biggest recession indicator to me right now is how people react when they find out somebody they know live at home with their family.
Yeah, these people living at home with their family, man. Okay, so I just wanted to bring that out because that's these are actual people. This isn't a news report, shit like that. These are people sharing their experiences of financial, of recession indicators. Okay, I lived through the 08 recession. I know many of you brothers lived through it. I was young at the time. I didn't understand what was going on, but I did go through it. All right, this one's going to be worse than the depression. And this was orchestrated, man. They're crashing your economy. They're playing with the damn ceasefires and the oil and all that. This is all a game to these damn devils, man. Okay, and you're the pawns in it. This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 14. It says, the Lord Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. All right, and Esau has lost the plot here, man. All right, with Iran, with the Strait, you know, with their relationship with China, with Russia, even their own allies in NATO. Esau is losing the plot. You know, even his women are starting to come out and say and expose these damn devils that that Esau has an issue with Jake because they got a micro penis, man. They got a micro penis. It makes their ass aggressive. You know, they know that their women don't desire them anymore because the women were only tolerating you because you had the power. Okay, women are attracted to power, but now you're starting to be exposed as the weak men that you are. Okay. Because good times create weak men, and we've been in some good times here in America, according to them. Not across the board, but Esau, like I watched this one show called Southern Charm, all right, that's based in Charleston, okay, and I'm listening to these men. These men are spineless, man. They haven't had to go through any adversity. You know, they just had everything handed to them. They're soft. Meanwhile, you got Jake that had to actually maneuver through this world, and we've developed character. We've developed grit. All right, what makes you an actual man? And women are naturally attracted to masculine men, not no fucking feminine men. That's why you're seeing, you know, the big jump. And also these damn Edomite women they sense that Jake is about to be next up, man. They sense it. These women sense it, man. They sense it. I was speaking to an Edomite woman last night, okay? And we're seeing, it's one thing to see it on TikTok. It's another for you to hear it in real life now. Because think about it. 70, 80 years ago, Esau was lynching us for being around 8 women. Now, I was speaking with an Edomite woman last night that was feeling me. She tells me to my face that white men don't do it for her. Nobody's coercing her to say this. Nobody's pulling on her arm to say this. She's saying, I don't want white men. And more than likely, majority of these Edomite women feel the same, even if they're still tethered to their men. If they become untethered, that's when you see them start dealing with Jay. And these are beautiful women. These are women that have careers and shit. These ain't no fucking ghetto ass women. No, these are women and they're saying we don't want white men. They want Northern and Southern Kingdom Jakes. They ain't even dealing with fucking Moab and Ammon. They're dealing with Jake, Northern and Southern Kingdom, Hispanic and so-called black men. Because we are the sons of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We like the scripture says in 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And creation itself can feel it. Okay? So Esau is losing the plot, man. All right, Egypt is failing. Verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. You know, these Meta's cutting 10% of their workforce. Amazon laying off thousands of their people. They're setting up psyops of burning down these damn warehouses and shit like that, which is destroying more jobs. You know, why? It's funny that they didn't have a sprinkler system to catch all that. You know. Anywho, all right, they're getting rid of your jobs. They're giving them the AI. You know. The prophecies are coming to pass. Verse 16, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women. Why does it say that? Why is the scripture saying that? Because women are the weaker vessel, man. And America has propped these women's minds up that, you know, they're so strong and mighty. No, you're strong not in a brute sense. Your strength comes from your femininity. Your strength comes from you being a keeper of the house. Okay? Esau has destroyed the nuclear family structure, especially amongst Jake, but now he's destroyed it amongst everybody. Because that's all Esau does is destroy, man. That's why the Lord is going to destroy him, which destroy the earth. It says, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Yeah, see, Judah's about to turn the fuck up, man. It says, and everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid of in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he have determined against it. Okay? That's what we see. Major recession indicators. Depression indicators, man. And it's only going to get worse. So, hey, I can hold the line. Hold the line. Isaiah 4:1 is here. It's not coming. It's here. It's here. Just like World War III is here. Just like the MOTB is here. Now we just letting it all play out, man. The stage is set for the end of the world, man. The end of Esau's age. The stage is, there is no going back to no glory days. This is fucking it. After this is the kingdom. Okay? We've been waiting all of our existence for this. And it's happening. The Lord is bringing it to pass. So I just wanted to bring this out to the spirit. Lord willing, is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakradash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.